So thanks to all the volunteers that are in these programs. We can't do what we do without all of you, and it keeps the county humming. There was a thing in the newspaper that I wanted to point out to everybody, and I think this is really important. HEAP applications are available now, and that gives you some assistance on your heat and so forth. And you have to be over 60 years old to apply, and the requirements are pretty generous. I mean, I've looked at it before, and a lot of people could be eligible. So have a look at it, and you can go to the Office of the Aging if you need more information. They'll give you information on the HEAP, H-E-A-P. It'll help you with your heating bills this winter. And Lord knows everybody could use a little bit of help these days. Okay, just on a quick aside, coming up this Friday, if you haven't been to 21 East up in Dunkirk, on 2nd Street, 21 East is the name of a cafe. And the reason why I point this out, I'll be up there playing this coming Saturday the 30th. And the reason why I tell you about it is because we're doing a little fundraiser for literacy for adults. It still seems hard to believe, but in this day and age, there are still adults that are struggling to read or never had the opportunity to learn, and so we're helping that program. And then 2 days later, up in Buffalo, Bill and I are portaging our stuff up that way, and we're going to be playing for Strides for Cancer. We're going to be in front of the Hyatt Regency, and so we're going to be playing Irish music up in the Queen City, and that'll be about 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you're involved with the Susan Coleman project, or you got a team going up there, stop by, say hello. We'll look forward to it. Okay, we got other things that we could be talking about, but we've kind of run out of read time here and run out of my time. But I wanted to tell you that coming up here in like 30 seconds, we have a special feature that the guys put together. Now, sometimes we do a meditation, that's okay, and we look at some great photography. Sometimes we have a PSA, a public service announcement on some topic. But I said to the guys, you know, this is going to be my last show for this stretch, so let's kind of do some fun, upbeat stuff. So I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm going to tell you that Randy Burt and Jeff Zook put this together for you. And so have a look and hope you enjoy it. Take it away, Jeff.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ron Sellers. I'm president of Hospice in Chautauqua County.
People, start your engines.
Thank you.
There you have it. We heard about this poker run with garden tractors, and it was all for a great cause for hospice. And Randy and Jeff, thanks for putting that together. Some of my favorite rock music was going on there. It takes me back to the 80s when I was playing with the rock groups, 70s and 60s as well. Today we have a special guest, first time he's been on our show, a fellow that I've known for a while. He's a kind of a familiar face in Ripley, and now at the county level, I want to introduce and welcome our guest, Mr. Douglas Bowen, who is the chairman of the Chautauqua County Planning Board. Good morning, Doug. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well.
Good. Okay. Well, Doug, he volunteered to come on here. He was a little hesitant, and I said it's going to be great because this is the topic that I think people should know more about. I really didn't know too much about the county board and what it does and so forth, but we'll get to that in a minute. But Doug, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, what your interests are, and because I don't think many people know about you and who you are.
Well, I was born and raised in the town of Westfield. Mm-hmm. Born on a dairy farm, which when I graduated from college in 1982, I took over running the dairy farm and eventually bought it from my family. And unfortunately, in 2007, we had lost our dairy barn to a fire and ended up selling the cows, and fortunately was able to hang on to the land. And at the same time, when I graduated from college, my wife decided she wanted to, she loved horses. Horses were her first love and always will be. and we opened up a Double Dab riding stable in 1982. And fortunately, we were diversified when we had our fire. The riding stable gave us the opportunity to hang on to the farm, and we still operate that today. We offer guided trail rides on horseback, and again, we've been doing it now for 29 years.
Oh, you said Double Dab. I know that when I go across the country out in Texas, whatever, there's like the Double R Ranch or the whatever Rising something or other. Double Dab, where'd you get that from?
Well, Double Dab is both my wife's and mine initials. The initials didn't change after we were married, so we wanted to come up with a name that was unique and somewhat different.
Doug and
Darlene.
And A is your middle initials?
Middle initials, yeah.
Oh, how cool is that? And then B for Bowen and
B is for Breeds. Breeds
Breeds.
is her maiden name. And
so double DAB, Double Dab.
DAB.
Wow,
Double
very
Dab
clever. Wow.
is how we came up with the name.
So if somebody was interested in this, where would they find you?
Well, we're located in the town of Ripley on Welch Hill Road. We're just about 2.25 miles off of Route 20. Real simple to get there. And we do have a website. If you want to check us out, it's doubledab.net.
Very simple.
Pretty simple. If you like pictures of horses, there's a ton of photos on there of the various horses that we have now and some that we've had in the past, plus our other animals that we have. We have a little petting farm also, where we've got some goats and some llamas. And,
Llamas?
Llamas.
Really?
A couple of donkeys.
Are they nasty as they say they are?
Ours are pretty good. They can spit. I've seen them spit at the horses, but fortunately I've never seen them spit
Not
at
towards
the
you.
person.
That's a good thing.
So, at least not the 3 that we have now.
Wow, a lot of mouths to feed.
It is.
So how
We have-
many horses do you have there?
We have 80 horses altogether right
80
now,
horses.
plus the various, other livestock that we have on the farm. So, but it keeps us busy.
Okay. So it's you and your wife. Anyone else?
My daughter Chelsea, she is presently a senior at St. Bonaventure, but she's been coming home summers and helping on the farm a lot. And whether she goes in the family business in the future remains to be seen.
What's she studying?
Accounting.
Oh, so that's a good thing to have in the business.
Yep, she's going to be majoring in accounting, and she's already completed her minor in Spanish. So.
Okay, so you work in 2 farms. So anything else you do?
Well, presently I'm a councilman for the town of Ripley. With aspirations, I'm presently going to run for supervisor for the town, and we'll see how that goes. It's coming election. Plus,
What are you doing? Have you thought this through?
well, yeah, I've been on the councilman for 10 years, so I do have somewhat of a clue what I'm getting into.
Okay, good for you.
But and presently, as you'd mentioned, I am a member of the county planning board, and I'm chairman of the county planning board at the moment. So.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the topic we want to talk about today. We've had state senators here. We've had assemblymen. Fred Crosscut from the county legislature. So, is this part of the county legislature?
It's a volunteer board that we work on a variety of issues. The county executive or the county legislature can hand us information that they want to like to research. We have that opportunity to do that from time to time, although we haven't done quite so much of that lately. We work on capital projects, which just seems to be what we spend most of our time on since I've been on the board. That can be a lot of information to go through. We recently completed Chautauqua County Comprehensive Plan, Chautauqua 2020, and that was instigated by the planning board, where we a couple of years we presented it to the legislature for funding, and they finally agreed that it was needed for the county, and we just wrapped that up, and that was approved by the legislature this year. So
Okay, let's wind back the tape a little bit, and let's go back to the fact that you are not the legislature. So
No.
nobody can call you up and complain about taxes or roads.
well,
not being-
they can,
they
but
can.
we have no
You have
nothing we
no
can do
voting
about it.
authority
no
or
voting
no.
authority on
okay.
that. Yep.
So tell me. Phone call. Okay. Tell me just as far as the county board, where did it come from? Who empowers this group of people?
Well, originally, New York State legislature gave the counties in the state the authority to develop a county planning board. And in 1959, at the then Board of Supervisors organized a group to research the topic and see what the planning needs were in the county. And they recommended, this organized group recommended back to the Board of Supervisors to form a county planning department in the county and ultimately the county planning board. In 1960, the board was, or the planning department of the county was approved and went forward, and now we have, the county planning board is a part of the county planning department. So,
Okay. Well, we got a caller. Let's see what our question is or message. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. And I've been watching the news, and it's wonderful news in the weather. It's going to be, we're between two little things, and it looks like we're going to stay there for a couple days.
Let's
But
hope
come
so.
Monday, look out, it's coming. But the temperatures are going to be higher. It's going to be above normal in the 70s, so that's good too. And so that puts me in a good mood until I watch the real news. And I know this isn't the county planning board, but the planning thing through the New York State Congress are trying to pass a new law that is going to give us, I think we have 62 at this time, and so they're going to add an extra person to the Senate, or else the House. Do you know which? I think it's the Senate. Yeah, it has to be the Senate. The House would have more. An extra person. No, it's the House. Never mind. I don't know which it is. It doesn't matter at this point. At this point, we're going to add another. They're trying to. It's in discussion, but it kind of looks like it might happen. Add another senator or House of Rep, whichever, so that there won't be tie votes. Now, in adding this person, that means he's got to have an office, he's got to have staff, he's got to have this, that, and the other thing, all of which is funded and paid for by the, guess what, taxpayer. Now, in this time of need, when we're talking about less government, wouldn't it make more sense, instead of adding one so that it can't be ties, to subtract one so there can't be ties?
That's a good thought.
And, sometimes common sense just seems to be lacking
For sure.
in certain areas. But
Well-
that's my thoughts on that. And
Okay,
I
I'm not
wondered
fam-
how anybody else felt about it.
Are you familiar with this?
I'm not familiar with that.
So this is at the state level, you think?
This is at the state, I know
Okay.
it's at the state level, and it's New York State, and that at this point, they're trying to add, and some people are saying that the party that is putting up the bill just wants to ensure that they will stay in control and so forth, blah, blah, blah. But be that as may, I don't care what the real reason is or isn't. My point is,
Right.
in this day and
larger.
age, when we are so boiled up in less government and no more government, blah, 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 why are we adding more government instead of subtracting it?
It's hard to argue against that logic. You're right.
And who actually, is it only less government when it suits us? Or is it okay to add more government when it's going to make one or the other party look better and be more able to control whichever house it is that is doing this? Because I can't remember which one it is.
Well, that's an interesting thought, and I would encourage folks to maybe take a look at this, keep an eye on it in the news, and
Maybe write to their own representative.
Catherine
and say, now
Young.
wait a minute, are we really for less government or not?
right. Catherine Young, Andrew Goodell, they are very open, as did Bill Parment in his time. Drop them an email, give them a phone call, and you make perfectly good sense. It does seem odd that you just wouldn't, maybe through attrition, say the next person that retires, they don't fill that position. But everybody's grabbing for real estate in Albany, and as you say, that little bit extra of edge to get the votes through. So it's politics as usual.
Well, it doesn't sound like much when you just say, well, we're just going to add one more person.
No,
But it
there's
isn't just one more person, it's a whole staff and all this
Sure.
stuff that goes with
Couple
it.
$100,000
And we're going to pay
easy.
for it.
Sure.
So, okay, thank you.
Well,
That's
thanks
my
for
thought
calling
for
in.
today, and
All right.
enjoy the next couple days, and we'll welcome Reed back next week.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for calling in.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Interesting. As always, folks, when we sit around here and we talk about a lot of these things, but to take action, to get on email, to get on these people's websites is almost effortless. And I've talked to these folks from time to time, and they all say, you know, we do count the